You're still living in the dorms, right? Did you know you can get better student housing? You should go and speak to Buxley, the castle shopkeeper. He'll get you set up with a new castle of your own. Buxley's in the shopping district. His shop is next to Alex Edge.
Welcome! You look like a wizard of means. Can I interest you in an exciting new castle home? I can sense the portal and the spell that opened it. I'd recognize the magical resonance anywhere. Malistaire! You were right. Malistaire's alive, and he's turned on us all. He's trying to destroy Wizard City. But why? I've got to warn Malorn, or acting Professor Ashthorn, and then, I don't know. What can we do? What can any of us do?
Ooh, at last, someone who can help me. Please take this parchment to Zane at the library. Yes, the library is over by the prospector's camp. Ooh, I should have given this to Zane weeks ago. Yes.
The Major wanted to know why Manders are the colors they are? Actually, I'm surprised that no one from Marleybone has asked before. Originally, Manders were green, but some of our forefathers served the different orders. The Pyramid is of the Fire Order. Manders who served it changed to orange. The Crocus Sphinx is of the Order of Ice. Those Manders who are blue in nature are descendants of those whose ancestors served ice. The Tomb is of the Storm Order. Manders such as Hedge Aldim, purple in nature, are descendants of those who served storm. I guess the elements became a part of our four Manders long ago, and that is why we are four different colors. Ah, the very information I need indeed. I appreciate you for bringing it here to me. Tinu can be such a procrastinator sometimes. Could you help me out? I am up to my eyeballs in shelving parchment, and I've got little time. But I'm also trying to collect stories about the history of my race, the Manders. I know many things about our race, but I feel it is incomplete. I fear some of our stories might have been lost in the passage of time. It would be great if you could interview a Mander named Hedge Aldim just on the other side of the oasis. It would help out my research greatly, and I'm too busy to go myself. The Wizard City News is a little outdated here. We occasionally get the paper from them, but it's been a while. Would you mind picking up a newspaper from the Wizard City Library?
Yes, yes. We normally have the news here, but unfortunately we're sold out. Big news broke out about alligators in the underground sewers. The paper sold out fast. I know how you might get one. Gamma just flew off from here a little bit ago. He'll probably be willing to give you his copy.
You need the news, you say? For the Krokotopia Library. Funny you should ask about that. I just flew in from the library with this, but if the Krokotopia Library needs it, you are more than welcome to take it.
Gamma gives you the paper.
Here you go. Have a safe trip.
The manders are different colors because their four manders serve the three orders of fire, ice, and storm. Gadzooks! It makes a sort of sense now. I guess my curiosity got the better of me. As an officer and a gentleman, please apologize to Hetch for me. I didn't mean to be inconsiderate.
Thank you very much. It would be nice to have some fresh news around here.
You hand the paper to Zane, and he reads the headlines.
Alligators in the sewers? It's like they are everywhere. Oh, Major Talbot didn't know why manders are different? I thought everyone knew why. No wonder why he was so curious. I feel better now. History? My great-grandmander told me some stories he found in the Chamber of the Chosen. He said our race was once happy and lived without care. All that changed when the Crocs arrived. They were migrating due to hardships and plagues they had in their old lands. We began by helping them out. But we were too generous as a race. We helped them out until one day we discovered that we were their servants. Well, slaves. Sadly, we have become victims of our own kind-hearted nature. Oh well, maybe it was meant to be this way. I hope not. Say, could you do me a favor? I was supposed to fill up a canteen for the professor. The well water by the shop tastes the best if you could fill it for me. The professor is just inside the pyramid. I'm sure he will be grateful for your service.
You fill up the canteen from the well.
Why, thank you for bringing the canteen. The air is so dry here it can bring on a thirst that can make you dizzy. Gadzooks, that's the best water I've ever tasted. Can you take this canteen to Dr. Fleming at the dig site? He thinks all the water here on Croc is salty.
Try the water? All the water on Crocotopia tastes salty due to all the sand. I sometimes wish I had stayed back in Marleybone. Great Majesty of the Queen, that water is delicious. Thank you. I will always endeavor to fill my canteen at the well from now on. You know, I found an old Manda scroll. Could you give it to Hetch in appreciation for bringing this incredible water to my attention? Thanks again, young wizard.
Dr. Fleming found an ancient Mander scroll? Now I wish I had listened to my great-great-grandmander when he tried to teach me how to read the old language. I would really like to know what is on this ancient Mander scroll. Would you do me a favor and ask Professor Winthrop what it says? Please?
You would like me to translate an ancient Mander scroll? Well, I'm not versed in ancient Mander, but I know Danforth is. See him at the excavation site.
You say you need some ancient Mander translated? I'll do my best. It says that there is a beguiler who has been charming the Manders. The Manders have been enslaved due to this mage's spells. They say there is a chamber nearby that houses the souls of the ancient charmed Manders. Probably just a myth. I'd investigate, but I'm far too busy. Can you search outside the excavation? Look for a door with 2 obelisks beside it. Tell me if you find it.
locate the Chamber of the Charmed.
Found the chamber already? You would make a great archaeologist. That's an important find for the Manders. You may want to tell Hetch right away.
You found the Chamber of the Charmed? I thought that was just a myth. I'm glad you got that scroll translated. I heard that the souls of the charmed Manders are being held there. It may be a myth, but can you please look into it? Amazing! You learned all that from talking with Hetch? I never knew that about the history of our race. No wonder the Crocs didn't record that knowledge. You've saved me time and effort. How about asking Salab ibn Dur what he knows about the history of the Mander race? He is usually within the pyramid.
You want to know about the history of the Mander race? I'm sure you know we have been slaves of Crocs for ages. Curse their proud snouts. We were too weak-minded and the Crocs took advantage of us. But then, when the Crocs were cast into the sleep, we thought we would be free again. Ha! But are we free? Now the Marleybonians have come here, and we are servants again. And they are stealing our history right out from under our very feet. We need to be free from the curse of the Crocs and all these meddlesome Marleybonians. If only we could break this curse that we live under.
You learned all that by talking with Salam? Quite the hothead he is. I hope he does not stir up too much trouble. The Manders are a docile race, you know. Hedge mentioned the Chamber of the Chosen. I have heard that the texts of our ancestors were stored there, but no one knows where that chamber is. Could you find out information about it? I fear rousing the Marleybonians' curiosity, though, but maybe Prospector Zeke would know of it.
Jumping horn toads! You say you're looking for the Chamber of the Chosen? I thought that was a Mander myth. None of them Marleybonians believe it be existing. But I did see some glyphs concerning that chamber down in the Royal Hall. Take this parchment and make a rubbing of the glyphs. Then take the parchment back to Zane for translating. Look for a statue with only one brazier. Just past and dig down there.